My name is Syed Saddiq. I'm a cat lover and a Selena Gomez lover. Yeah.
We should cut that.
No! The concept in which you provide equal treatment, equal opportunity to people of all genders. Men, women, those who do not want to identify to a specific gender. I mean, before I joined debating, I think I was subsumed by the patriarchal structure. We thought that women should not take up the lead role in the family. I don't think that I did not think at that point in time that women should also become leaders in society and are incapable of becoming leaders in society. But then as I'm exposed to people like yourself, at that point in time when I saw Tan Sri Rafida Aziz just like smack the out of people. So like when I see these iconic women take up leadership positions, prove themselves either as equal or even at times better than men, I think that deconstructed that patriarchal notion which was in me previously. When I started to question why did I believe what I believed before, it's like the more patriarchal notion, I couldn't find that justification. For an example, initially it was just out of culture and religion, but then when I started reading the Quran, or more like the translated version, the wife of Prophet Muhammad was a very successful businesswoman, one of the most successful businesswomen, and like one of the key players in the family itself. Culture-wise, I think, again, it's premised on the past and not necessarily looking at how women can be assisted to move forward so that we as a nation can move forward. Firstly, obviously education plays a role in this. Secondly, it's the fact there's a lack of furor when statements like that are made. You know, I was there in Parliament when that statement was made. I don't have to mention the YB's name, I think a lot of people know. But I was there and people were laughing. Obviously, that lady was like damn pissed and I was pissed. When the media asked, it's like, alah, it's a joke lah, come on. Like seriously? Because those jokes, once accepted or just laughed at, could potentially be normalized and therefore is seen as something which is trivial. Like, I can say this because it's true, and then people slowly start to accustom themselves to that belief. But I think there should be more furor around it. I mean, the more furor behind it, the less likely people are to make this statement, the less likely society is to normalize that misconception upon women. I think two things lah. One, jokes. Tak apalah, ni tak apa, ni lawak je, calm down lah, that kind of stuff. But secondly, I think the acceptance of the joke underpins the more regressive tradition which we are still carrying forward, in which we see women as the underclass or second class citizens, ones who cannot compete equally with men. And that's why I say that uproar is particularly important. And not just uproar, I think that's more on an aggressive scale, but also to give more platforms to women in leadership positions in the corporate world, political world, so that slowly they can break gender barriers in which locked them in before. We had Rafida Aziz, YB Azalina, YB Nancy Shukri, Nuriza, Teresa Kok, so many other people. And we need more of those people in the front line so that we know that they can lead and they are equally as competent as men. Definitely. And I think it should be looked from a positive way. Again, very different religion and tradition or culture. I think often people use religion as a reason or as a tool to further suppress women's rights or feminism or equality, which should not be the case. Look at historical examples, and this was literally like 1,400 years ago. They can do at times things more progressive than what we are doing today. I mean, if we can have one of the most successful corporate business women back then, what more today? We need to decouple the notion of religion and more regressive traditions and culture. But I think when it comes to religion and feminism and equality, I think it can work hand in hand for us to move forward as a society. And I think in order for a society to move forward, the point in which you disempower, disinvest in women, which holds 50% of the population, which also plays up a key role in the formation of the family unit, I think that's just a recipe for the nation to fail. Problem is 67 to 72% last I checked. Women universities, they graduate, but then a big portion of them end up dropping out because there's a misconception that your professional life cannot work hand in hand with your familiar life. Like if you become a wife, therefore you must focus on your family and not focus on your career, which is a genuine problem because often you can decouple those two. The way forward, I think education should hit hard, especially to the newer generation, and from there onward also impact those who are slightly older of our generation, and also so that they are able to understand that you can become a successful woman while becoming a successful mother as well. I think that's very important. So even though some of us might agree that you can become a professional lady and still become an amazing mother, but the structures are not favouring that. So for an example, in the workplace, Usually, often their pay will decrease, the point in which you become a mother, because you cannot dedicate time to your work. Or even if your pay doesn't decrease, like there's not enough childcare provision to help mothers who has a baby, or to provide bonuses or financial assistance so that maybe hire a maid. But I think those structural problems can be resolved once there's will from the people and from people in power. So I think it's possible. I mean, obviously it takes time, but as long as the message is spread and people know it, I think that's when we as a society can move forward as one Malaysia.